What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Something the K6 here. Welcome back to another tutorials. And today we're gonna be going to make the classroom scene that I upload on my thread and YouTube community tab, if you don't know. So there's a lot of people who wanted me to make a tutorials about this one, and I think, well, I should do it, even though this is one of the first scene on my upcoming edit. I'm not public anything about it yet, but yeah, so today we're gonna going to recreate this scene inside of Blender. Let me show you real quick. So yeah, here's what we're gonna be going to make today. We only, the model a few axes, and yeah, I will teach you guys how to scatter the shorter object properly, because honestly I only make, I only organize those in the middle here, and the rest from here there's some scattering things, but it still look pretty, like lasher anyways. And if you take a look at from a very far ways, you don't really recognize way too much about it. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get right into the first part. So before we get into modelings and doing some stuff, I just wanted to show you my mood board right over there. So I don't really know that my set is good or not, but finding a lot of reference sometimes gonna limit your own creativities, because the simple thing here is, you have way too much thing to really looking at. Sometimes you just need one reference about the overall layout of the scene, maybe some detail on the window, some detail of the sun rays interacting with the floor, some different element laying on the table, the headlight and the board. Yeah, we also have the credit of the people who make this scene here and looking so fucking nice, and some sort of lighting stuff so that you could have more flexibilities when working with it. And that's pretty awesome about that. I saw a lot of people using way too much reference, and sometimes it's really fuck up your mind when it's come to those things. That's my personal opinions anyways. And yeah, I do have more about the scene, about the leaf in it, and so many more things, but I'm not really working on that yet. So let's get right into Blender. So the first thing that we're gonna do right now is to create a new scene. I'm gonna just copy the setting. For the setting, there's a ton of videos on the internet anyways, and the first thing that we're gonna be going to do right now is to have a little human figures. So I have these figures, the link gonna be going to be in the description, and my Discord server as well if you don't have it. So shift A on the keyboard, go and create a cube, go to edit mode, Z on the keyboard, and hit 1 in order to make this one slap to the ground. Now go back to this little thing here by click on N, and on the dimension we're gonna set the size of the room. I might just set this one to 12 by 15, and the height might be only 6, which is pretty, I think that's good enough. So now the next thing that we're gonna do is to identify which side have the window, which side have the door, which is the back side, and the front side that have the board. So we're gonna separate all of them in order to better management later. So first we're gonna be going to rename this one to walls, and hit edit by hitting the tab key. You can see the little thing over there if you don't know. Hold B on the keyboard, we separate this one, and I'm gonna name this one front wall. Now this is the side wall, also side wall windows. I know it doesn't make sense, but I don't really care about that. P once again on this side. I'm gonna set this one to side wall door. This is simply that's the back side. We don't really need to do way too much thing about this one anyway, because it's not gonna visible in the camera, so we just only use this one in order to block the light. Last one gonna be the roof, and the floor. So yeah, that's how I work. Alright, so when you have everything like this, we select everything, hit M on the keyboard, create a new selection, and set it to word. And now you can hide some stuff. So okay, so this is the back word, this is the front word. So first we're gonna be going to hide the back and take a look at the front. So the first thing here is I want to blocking out some, you know, symbol element into it in order for me to actually know which one to work on first. So first we're gonna hit on the figure Z, Y on the keyboard, move this one right in front of the word, and we're gonna create a chalkboard. So click on the word, Shift S on the keyboard, cursor to selected, and we're gonna be make this one F3, origin to geometry first, and this one you can see the cursor is now right in the middle of the scene. Control A on the keyboard, Shift A on the keyboard creates a new plane, RX lighty, RX SX actually. Okay, sorry, my English is not really good recently. And we just move this one until you feel like it's reasonable enough. And one thing here is you can click over there, go to random activities, make the tab to bold in order to visualize everything better. And now we're just gonna be working up on this one. So I think this one is reasonable enough. I mean, yeah, it's not the right side. So go to edit mode, E, Y on the keyboard to choose the thing up, just like this. We need some depth into it, and then we hit Control. We hit I. As you can see here, it is the inset. Two of these edges is not, you know, having the same size. So the problem with that is we're not applying the scale. So we go back to object mode, Control A on the keyboard, and click on scale. Now when you go back, you can see that those things have the equal side. Now when you have the E, Y, and we move this one back just a little bit, and we are done with the chalkboard. And now it's time to work on the windows. So for the windows here, I'm gonna go into copy this little reference right there. So first thing first, we need to divide this one to 3 parts. So select the sideward, hit Shift H on the keyboard in order to isolate it. Origin to geometry by click F3 and just search for this. So Shift S, cursor to selected, and now it's time to divide those things into different parts. So now I'm gonna divide this one maybe to 2 parts. That's even a good one. Let me try to find some, you know, good enough side we get. So first we're gonna Control R to make a loop cut, Control B to bevel it, making it up just like this, and add Z on the keyboard, making it up just a little bit. That's nice. So we can Shift S just like this, Shift Control R once again, make a little thing in the middle just like this, and Control B to make this just a little bit like that. I want it to be just like this at the first place. So when you have those things, the next thing that we're gonna be going to do right now is to make some window panels. So let's focus on the middle part. Control R, we just like simply drawing some stuff. Actually, Control I once again, Control I, Control I. We got something like this, and we might divide this one as well. So now we got a little grid just like this. So here is gonna be the E3 on the keyboard. Go to the face selection mode. Here is gonna be the area of the windows. So now what we're gonna be going to do right now is to make the little pillars by holding Alt, left click, and also hold Shift, and we got something just like this. So Control B on the keyboard, we're making it into a pillar just like this. E, Y, or X on the keyboard, we extrude it out, and we're gonna have something like this. I also gonna move this one up, and now we select all the faces in the middle just like this. Hold I on the keyboard, I once again to isolate it, and also we're gonna apply the scale. It's not isolate, it's inset. I'm sorry. Let's just make this one somewhat just like this. And then we hold E, X on the keyboard, drag this one all the way back. And I also want to add some detail on the little stick here as well, but we're gonna do that later, because now we're gonna hold B on the keyboard, separate the selection, F2 on the keyboard, and Windows glass. Okay, so now we have the glass and the windows. It's time to enhance this one just a little bit. So if you look at the reference right there, as you can see that those things also got divided into some smaller part, and this one is also very useful for some gobo slide later. So it's time to do it. We go over there. Now how to make the little stick, you know, spawn right in the middle of this one. So it's pretty simple. So you go into this mess right there, 3 on the keyboard, select this one, cursor to select it, and make a little cube. I also separate this cube there, F3, origin to geometry. The you know, like the simple reason why is we're gonna use some modifier later, so, and it's easier to control as well. So now we just use some very simple modeling trick. Shift D on the keyboard, Y on the keyboard. It doesn't really need to be, you know, in the middle anyway, because nothing in real life is simple. Then why do you need to make it perfect, right? You're making something realistic, and there's very simple term imperfection make the perfection, if you never heard of that. So yeah, just need to duplicate this one. I love duplicating stuff by hand because simply it is a lot more fun of you controlling different element in the scene. This one maybe fit with this one, and then this one will fit with this one. They don't have the same size. Okay, so we got more stuff here. I think that's pretty good enough, because you can add any one, but here I'm just doing it this, and Control J on the keyboard to join everything up, and we are done with the first part, which is the windows. And now it's time to work on the chair and the table. So go over there, see S, cursor to select it. It's time to create the chair, so we're gonna be going to move this one over there, R, Y, L, T. If you want to make it even, you know, I have the seating bow. I have a little stupid trick actually. We're turning on proportional editing there, and that's making it just like this. Okay, also we need to duplicate this one later, so we have 2 different bows. It's not necessary to, you know, have any other bows rather than this. Okay, so now we got a pretty nice reference. So now right on his asshole we create a new cube, making it smaller, better, I mean bigger. Damn, what the fuck is that English grammar? Move it down, that's nice. So now we got this little piano right there. I think we need to move this one a bit. Also turning on proportional editing now. We move this one leg to hit butt cheeks. Okay, so now we have something that's nice. So that's good. I think we should make it a bit back like this, and then we go back, we apply the scale, go to the edit mode, just select these edges by holding one of them, click on select similar by Shift G, and then Control B, making this one router. This 4 vert is more than enough. Also I make this one a little bit, you know, thinner. Now you go Shift D on the keyboard, RX Lighty, go to this minus X view. We make this one into a little somewhat of a corner like this. So now we got the basic shape of a chair. So select this one, cursor to select it, Shift A on the keyboard, go to curve, create a new part, Z Lighty, making this one going to the front, and RX Lighty as well. Now in the edit mode we'll delete everything here, need only one of those things, and then we select maybe like this. So it does say hold shift and right click and then selecting the cursor. As you can see now it's sit right on the cursor. Now E on the keyboard, X on the keyboard, we move it over there, and then you move it E, Z, you move it down, and go to the geometry, put the depth up. That's nice. So also turning on few caps. And yeah, one more thing here is this little corner here is not looking perfect. I mean, it's not really noticeable in the scene, but if you want to, I'm gonna show you later. It's actually not the best solution anyways, but I mean, it might satisfy you, you know. Okay, making this one, that's nice. So, and also don't make this clip on the ground, so we're gonna have something like this. Also, I have a little chair reference here. It's not really visible, but I think it's good. You can find some on the internet anyways. Yeah, those things, most of those things got censored. Okay, I'm gonna just do something with this. So on the original reference, those things actually goes to this way. So what we're gonna do, we delete the vertice, go to the -X, Z on the keyboard, E, Y, making this nice, so, and then E, Z, make those things down. We got something that's like this. Once you're done with that, we control, apply the scale. Also, move two of those things up until we slap to the tray, the chairs, and same thing go with this one. Also, okay, that's not the same direction. Oh, that's not the same one. So you can subdivide this to make the corner right there, you know, rounded, and then object, we go to convert and convert it to a mesh. So now you have something like this. So we just select two of those rings, those one, and this under one, this under part, Control B, simple one, and it's not really nice. Oh, it's even have the little crease there. I think that's also a pretty good detail. Now you go to the modifier, we're gonna add some mirror into this, and we put this into the x-axis. Okay, so as you can see here, it is the mirror modifier doesn't work as it should be. The reason for that is the nano points, the origin point is on the wrong position. So all you gotta do is select the middle edge of this one by selecting this, Shift S, cursor to selected, and then go back, Shift S once again, and we F3, we make it into origin to 3D cursor. So now you have it into the perfect place, and we are done. So I'm gonna speed up the next part, which is keep drawing this, but now this time we're making the second handle. You can just identify which is now the best position by select one of those things, cursor to selected, go to curve once again, create another 190, it's 90, go over there, we deselect one and Control deselect one and delete the verse, selection to cursor. Now move those things up. Before we move it up, we also move this one a bit to the right, and then we move it all the way up, and then we hit E on the keyboard, making this one down, that's like so, and also move this one over there. It doesn't really matter if you cross an eye anyway. Select two of those things, right click, we subdivide those, and also move this one a bit, you know, higher, so that the distance between this and this, you know, the length is the same. Go to this once again, this time we make this one a little bit bigger, few caps, go over there, right click, convert to mesh. So when you convert to mesh, you can add one more loop cut here, go to this percent. Okay, it doesn't do any shit, and I don't really give a shit about that anymore anyway. So modifier, mirror, Y, and do the same thing, go over there, select this one, select cursor, F9 origin to cursor. You can see that those things actually not really at the middle part. So to fix that, go to option, affect only origin, X on the keyboard, making this That's nice. So we have a good looking things. So once you're done with this, I also want some realism with this little part right there, because it's not always, you know, I have the lighting degrees thing here. Sometimes, you know, you should turning on the proportional editing. Why? Making this somewhat rotating. That's good. Okay, so now we're done with this. It's time to make the little button. So for the button, the same thing we're gonna do. We're gonna add it right inside the edit mode. So you go over there with Shift A on the keyboard, add a new cylinder, making this one smaller, smaller, and smaller. And then you just simply select this little thing here, cursor to select it, go over there, just L on the keyboard, Shift S, selection to cursor. Wait, what the fuck is going on? Okay. All right, just move it down. All right, so you have something just like this. Align it into the middle. And what is those button looking at? I don't know. Might just make this one down like this, smaller, smaller, and you can click the lumbar dot in order to focus on this one. And I might just make this one Control D. The reason why it's looking weird like this because we on percent. When it's go to this, you can set the shape down. Oh fuck, 0.5. See, it's looking nice once again. And the X in the middle. I might just add more unnecessary detail that no one knows about. Just like so. Then we have this little thing here. I don't know, it's look a bit too big, and I don't even know why this face got like this. It's maybe because of the proportional editing or something. But you know, L on the keyboard, making this one a bit smaller, and click on this face, extrude it down. Now I don't know, I should align this one once again in the middle. Okay, good. So now go to material, click on the plus one. Let's name this one into, I don't know, black plastic. What is that little thing that in the bottom? What the fuck is that? Black, what the fuck? I don't give a shit. It's time to end the rest. You click L. Another one, which is the metal. I'm gonna set this one to A. You know, we have a lot of different variation of metal that we're gonna use later on. Metal A. Oh yeah, also we need to learn this one. It's the little tutorials, you know, on the back side, so that later on I could cleaning up those things pretty easy. So now what we're gonna do right now is to hit L on the keyboard. We just need to click on B, separate by selection, zip those in to this one right there. Now what you're gonna do right now is just go over there with Control J, go to edit mode, L on the keyboard, this L, Z, X, and just somewhat align those in the middle, and it's also gonna apply to the other side as well. So this one is already aligned. So this one I will name this one hood plane, and do the same with this. Control L, link material. So now we have this one and this one. Okay, so we're not gonna texturing yet because we also need to do this little table. So for the table, we select right on his penis, cube mask, somewhat of a distance. Why? Nah, bro, in no way they have this sort of big fucking table. My school itself is just fuck. They're gonna give me something small as hell. I don't know. I don't want to trash talk about my child at school, bro. Because I just finished high school. I can say whatever I want. I hate school as fuck, bro. Fuck school. Forever. No, only that school anyway. Shift G, go to lens. Go over there, this is Control B. Rotate this one, increase the amount of polygon. Right under there, cursor to selected. Create a new one with a cube, making those things down. Go to the edit mode, make this one down. And the thread, those things over this side. Go over there, 3 on the keyboard, X, Y. And also this one, X, Y. And L, making it a bit smaller and not clipping on top of the word. That's one of the most important thing anyway. So now go over there, make it down. Let's take a look at the reference. So we bevel 2 of those edges right there. So 2 on the keyboard, select 2 of those things, and then we just need to click on Control B to bevel those things. Before that, make sure to apply the scale. Now that's pretty juicy looking. And now what we're gonna do, we Control I, make it like this, Control E, make it over there, just like this. We have a table looking a bit too flat, so I'm going to set this one like this. Go to edit mode, set this one somewhere just like this, and then we just go in like this, and we are basically done with those things. You can Control J on the keyboard. So now L on the keyboard, go with this, you're searching the tooth hood plane. To reset this one, I will create a new one, which is the tutorial method A. So we assign this, Control I, we assign the hood plane. Now it's time to do the little curve. I think I should speeding up the curve part, since I think most of you guys know about it. You just need to follow the pattern if you wanted to. Also, there's a few things that I want to load it there. You can see D on the keyboard to duplicate one, this little one selection that you can see. We deselect everything, we select only one, and then we shift D to duplicate it up, and then we shift G. So now you can extrude those things without having any clipping thing. You see, it's a very useful thing. Do the same thing with this, but since it's not really affected anyway, we have an independent an independent fucking thing that you can have something like that. You can see those things getting very far is okay. We just I'm just gonna show you something to work with later on, because now you just need to divide those things by 2 by 2 by fucking 2 once again, and just boom. Oh, so I think we can use some mirror. It's just gonna work. No. Then I think we should apply this with the convert to mask, and then we mirror on the y-axis with the little pivot points being this one, origin to 3D cursor, and we're gonna have something just like this. So let me just I forgot to extend those things up, because if you notice, it's not really the right one, isn't it? Yeah, it's not the right one. So let's shift Z on the keyboard till we have it as a we have it as a curve, and you can extend it a tons. Or let's see, okay, I have never done this, but you can rotate this one, so 180 degrees. While on your keyboard, need to choose something like this. Oh, it's also work. Nice. See, got some weird ass fucking thing. No, no, bitch. Make a mistake, sorry. Okay, I might just move this one over there, and then you convert to mesh, mirror, y-axis, go over there, select this and this, and now we have something just like this, and go to Y option, effect only origin, put this one back to its place, and also turning on clipping. Okay, so now we good. We make something just like this. Next, what should we make? Let's see. You can make anything you want actually, but now I might just make a little hook. You know, the little hook to add the backpack and stuff. Bro, it's kind of incredible that I still remember about those stuff, because I honestly, you don't know how many times that I quit school. I'm not going to school, and I literally forgot how my school looking like right now, bro. I hate it till I'm dying, bro. Every day I wake up, I was telling to myself that I finally escaped that fucking school, you know. Okay, so now we ease up and got something that's nice. So you can go to this part. We already select it as something like that. In order to a 3 origin to 3D cursor, go to this, we mirror this to the y-axis, and when you have something like this, you can literally adjust this just like so. I might just put this one just like this, and maybe this one over there. That's nice. So you can also add some something nice, subdivision, and you just put this one down just like this. Can we? Okay, we cannot. I just about to make something dumb, but I quickly realized I think not gonna work. So yeah. Okay, we have something like this. Pretty nice. You can. I think that I should give it a bit further depth, convert to mesh. Damn, that's a lot of subdivision, honestly. Control J with the mesh applied it. You can leave this thing here. I think we should leave so that maybe something, if something happened in the future, we can adjust it. We apply those thing in, and we are done with this. You know, first thing, it's time to scatter those things all around the scene. So here's the fun part. So we select all the tray, go to new collection, set this one at tray, and then we select this one. M on the keyboard we selection, and we name this one as table. Also, before we do anything, I still wanted to have just a little bit of a adjustment, just like this. O's up. And now when you move this one, as you can see, it's also gonna move. Honestly, that's how it's look in real life if you not notice. Okay, so we have two little collection here. You're gonna hide. Forgot about this plane anyway. So now we bring all those things back to its blades, and then we just H on the keyboard to hide some of those. I mean, yeah, just like this. And I'm gonna just delete this. Okay, and on the keyboard, now we select the cursor on the ground, collection instant, tray, zip A, table. Now you have the chair and table. Then it's time to move this all out, and you have the tray here. You can just making it like this, and as you can see that the pivot points also both wrong on these two examples. So you go to option, just select those things and move it up. Okay, wait, where the fuck does that work? It's got locked. Let me check real quick. What the fuck is going on? I don't know what's going on. Let this put this one back to its own place. Oh, it is because I was hitting the Z one. I don't know. No, it's not. It's okay to actually move it up by hand as it is. It's not affected anything anyway, so yeah. Alright, so you're gonna make this one up just like this, and this one might be like this, and now we're gonna manually scatter those things around the scene. So it's time to do it. We add one here, Alt D. Okay, Alt D. You must Alt D. Okay. The reason why this is very simple, because Alt D does not generate any new instance. They just use the old one and copy it, making it to a new one. So the computer doesn't need to calculate way too much. So you just need to select and paste. Select and paste. So now how many do we have right now? We have 10. That's too much. So you can hide this one, temporary. You can just select all those things in the bottom, at the bottom. Oh fuck, this one right there, we delete it. And now you just select this, Shift D on the keyboard, making this one into this side. And maybe let's make this one a bit closer. And now select everything. It's there's nothing perfect in real life, right? So so the thing I wanted to do right now is F3 on the keyboard, run my transform. And for the Z, it's basically the location, because something we shouldn't touch. Only X and Y we can randomize those things. And you can hold Shift in order to make this one more subtle. You can see. And for this one, we might add a bit more. And that's pretty much about it. You can, now it's all random. So when it's all random, you go Shift H on the keyboard, and we're gonna have the chair. Now the next thing that I'm gonna be going to do is to adding up some element. Let me see, what should I add? Maybe some small part. So in order to do that, you can Shift D on the keyboard. We can go to edit mode 1 on the keyboard. You go into this, also turning off the proportional editing, make it small, go back, and you can move it just like this. So you have some small thing here, and go to this, go to this, go to array, move the factor to make it, you know, kind of a mirror, but I'm just too lazy to align those things. So the last thing I'm gonna do right now is to adding some more stuff into the scene. So the next thing that I'm gonna be going to do right now is to add something on top here. So you can right click, mesh on the keyboard, make it a little small cube. You know, there's some random block, just to be honest, because hey, sometimes when I'm looking at real life reference, I just don't really know what is like the main purpose of them adding some stuff on top like this. I don't know. Who the fuck knows about it? But if they added it, then we should add it as well. So let's then go with this one as well. You just need to add something like this. Go to 3, E, X, making it just like this. Also on the bottom, later on we're gonna work on something we get, and maybe this one, I think we should raise this one up. And also I feel like the scene overall should have some sort of a scale on this side. Control A, up by the scale. Now we're all good to go. Next thing that we're gonna be going to do is to make some doors over there. So for the door, what you're gonna be going to do is just Control R on the keyboard, move this one all over this side, you know, to identify where the door should be. Control B, rotate your mouse somewhere like this. Control R on the keyboard, making this one somewhere like this. So you can add this right next to the door. Maybe even make it clipping, because I think it's better. 3P, separate by selection. So now we have a way to go in and out. So what I want to do next is also to maybe you know, okay, this I'm gonna just do instead of talk, just select like a part, maybe the little part right there, and move it down just a bit, you know, make some space for all those things. And once you're done with that, I think that we also need to add some pillars on this side. So I'm gonna just maybe pull this one down out, because yeah, that's how we actually do in real, you know, like in real life when we're working on 3D stuff. If you're missing out on some details, you shouldn't just do everything all over again. Instead, you just need to find some nerdy way in order to actually fix it. Yeah, this one is pretty simple. You just need to do something like that. If something not visible on the camera, then you don't really need to, you know, taking care of it too much. Same thing go with this one. You can go Alt Z to deselect those things, and then you go back, Alt Z, Z, Y. You can see you can move those things up, but I mean it's kind of like fuck up the topology, so just do something like this and it's all good. Also the same with this, you know, pillar and the roof as well. Okay, once you're done with that, it's time to add the thing that I just said, some non-same pillars. I name it because I don't know what is like the main purpose of it in my school anyway. Yeah, okay, good. Well, I get it all perfect right at the first try. You can hold L on the keyboard, S, Z, X, making it this like this. Okay, it's time to work on the door. So go Z on the keyboard, just make the true little thing here, and then just select this. You put this one E, X up, and this one gonna be duplicate. You know, CD, E, X. The reason, okay, so what happens if you not duplicate it? When you EX, you can see we have a little hole here. So CD, making it just like this, because that's how door works in real life anyway. Okay, let's make some small handle. Select this like this, add a little cube, making this one smaller and, you know, somewhat like this. You can add the human figure in next to it anyway, but you know, when you're familiar with some modeling stuff, you don't really need to do that. So now you can go there, you just I on the keyboard, you just Alt E, making it, you know, inside. And yeah, that's all about it. Alt H, we have something just like this. Now we also need to have some sort of upper windows on this little side. So I'm just opening up my render real quick. All right, so on this scrub render, we also need to do some sort of, you know, windows over there. So it's time to do it. Let's just close this one. Don't mind some of the other thing, because you know it's not pretty dumb. I ain't gonna lie about it. So what we're gonna do on this one, you just need to select two of those things. I on the keyboard, making it smaller. Hit Z, making it small. You can go over there, go to, no, I mean this one, go to individual origin, and you can see now you have something like this. It's time to Alt E. So this E, X. Oh, what should I do this time? F3, bridge 8 loop. No. We have some real channels here. I think that this one, that's not, it doesn't even matter. I think it does matter. You know, yeah, that's basically what happened. Sometimes when I'm working on some stuff, I have this, you know, thing. So I may need to also select the part here, so it all goes together. So just bridge it, move. Okay, that's good. I'll do the same with this. So we have something like this. Also, instead of deleting it, I mean, yeah, just fucking delete it. Okay, so we have something like this. Now, what we're gonna do right now is just Control R on the keyboard, go over there, F on the keyboard to fill, P. No, it's not. You don't really need P. So, Shift D, Z, Y. Let's keep past this one back to display it. You can also E, X, making it something like this. So now we have two stuff like this. So you can go over there. We add this one, tutorial glass. Assign Control I on the keyboard. We create another one. I'm gonna name this one to metal P. Let me block my mouse real quick. It's running out of fucking battery. Oh, how do I do that? So let's keep going. So we also need to add some extra windows over there. So you just Control R, making this one like this. Add another one, just like so. I might just 2 on the keyboard. Select those things down, making this one a bit. That's a bit down. Okay, we select 2 of those things. Let me take a look at the reference real quick. So I once again to make this one, you know, as a whole group, making it just like this, and then I once again to go back to the normal one, go just like this, and glass aside, go here, make a new one, concrete aside. Now you have something like this. Then you also need to do this a little bit more. I don't even know why, but you know, that's some unnecessary but somehow pretty good, you know, pretty good one. Wait, what the fuck did I just do? Hey, I don't even know what he did. It's like, it might be the new one from Blender. I don't know. That's some pretty cool misclick. And yeah, also you can go Shift D on this, you know, top part here. Shift D, R90 and EY, making this one. That's nice. So, you know, just trying to find some ways to make Alright, so next we're gonna add some also unnecessary blur, then because later on you're not gonna see it, or it does like for a few seconds, but I mean adding it, there's no problem. Now it's time to add some camera. So cursor to selected, Shift A, a camera, Alt R, RX lighting, Alt Z, Alt Y, move it down, go over there, click on this. As you can see, now you have the camera. And for the camera, I'm gonna just move it out, and on the keyboard set this one to camera on this other. So on the camera, I'm gonna just set this one to maybe 24. Viewport display pass out to 1, and just choose somewhat of a good angle. I think this particular angle is nice, or maybe just move it over there. Yeah, and then we just duplicate some row up table. That's like this to adding some depth later on. Also, I want to move, you know, this part here. Maybe this. Arrange those in once again, making it closer to the middle, since I want somewhat something just like this, because later on we could have some sort of depth of field, which is not a lot better, and it's also filling out the scene. And I think we have one more thing need to be model, which is this little thing in the world right there. So what you're gonna do right now, Shift D on the keyboard, go over there, Alt Z, select the top one, move it down, Alt Z once again, making it up just like this. Go over there, go this. So we have something just like this. So Shift H on the keyboard, we're gonna have something like this. So for this one, we need some modeling for this. So just create a new one. I'm gonna select this one and set this one to hood panels. Go over there on the principal BSDM. One thing here, I think that most of you guys did is to enable the load wrangler add-on right there on the add-on section. Now it's time to hit A, image texture, go to open. We're gonna add some sort of a hood panel things. Okay, so actually the texture I got it from a classroom little thing by some sort of a Blender user. You know, yeah, there's some stuff on the Blender page that you could download. So you have something like this, go over there, click on the base column. Now A on the keyboard, go U, cube projection. On that cube projection right there, you can zoom it up until you have the good amount of number that you needed. But don't make it way too dense, because we're gonna have some sort of noticeable, you know, repetitive. And now what you're gonna do, Control R, making it the first one right there, and you just align the UV one, because now we might able to line up all those things well. You know, it's not really necessary to be accurate. Select everything right there. You see it's not accurate, but Control B, and then you just U, what the fuck? Okay, Z and Y, making it maybe deeper just like this. And now you have some sort of a thing just like this, and I think that's all about it. So we're back to render mode. You can take a look at the texture to see if anything wrong with it, and in my opinion we should add a bit more detail into it by adding a RAM. On the RAM, put it into a bump node, and then on that bump we drag it into normal. As you can see now, this one have a ton of grungy texture, detail, so you can put the strength back to 0.1. That's way too much. 0.5, yeah, that's good. Maybe this one to 1 and this one 2.3, and then move this a little bit up. Yeah, I think that's good. And also use the same method for the roughness. Add some RAM, and you can see right when you add the RAM into it, you have a significant different details. So yeah, this making it up just like this. And now you go back to the solid mode, you go over there, and you can see now you have something like this, which you need to pull it out by Shift Y. You see? All right. And also on this one, you select one edge of it to spawn a new mesh, which is the nano stick. Let's go all over the scene, but also making it smaller, just like this. And for this particular part on this one, you can hold U and keep projection. Now here's what it's gonna look like. You can see that the little hood here looking very bad, right? But once you click R and light T, you're basically grabbing those things along one little stick. So you can, let's put it up, and then you can see we have some hood looking. It's got stretch. So to fix that, you just need to S Y, drag it up. And yeah, that's all about it. Now I think it's time to hide this glass, because okay, Alt H on the keyboard with select this little glass right there. I'm going to disable this, and then we also move all those little particle here, I mean object instant there, into a new collection, the chair plus table, and boom, we're done. So now what we're going to be going to do right now is to actually setting up the lighting. And in case of this one, you need to select some sort of plane right there and making this one a little bit thicker. The reason for that is to make the light not able to get into the scene. Also, don't worry about those sort of ugly detail outside, because people, you know, the camera are not gonna show it anyway, so you can hide it. Okay, so good. And also the backward, where the fuck is the backward? Alt H. I think we actually forgot about the backward. It's okay anyway, because you know, or maybe it's on the chair and on there. No, it's not. Yeah, obviously it's not. What the fuck. Yeah, I think we accidentally delete that. So in order to fix that, it's really simple. You go over there, select one edge of this, Shift D on the keyboard, P on the keyboard to select this one, go over the edit mode, move it up, and we have something like this. So also I want it to be bigger, E Y, making it like this, F2 back, whoa, boom, done, H, done. Okay, so now it's time to work on the lighting. So we're gonna switch to the cycle, and on cycle what I wanted to do right now is to add an HDRI. And in order to use an HDRI, you can go over there, create a new word, go over there, click on scene word, and make the color all the way to black. I'm using a little plugin called Gaffers, but you can use whatever you want because it's pretty simple to setting up anyway. You can set for sunset, choose one of them with maybe this, and then you can rotate it until we have somewhat of a thing that looking good. Also make sure to block the little thing here, so we enable the backward, go inside this and move the camera somewhat into the scene, just like this. So what we're gonna do right now is to booting up the rotation. Okay, so this one small problem with this one that you could rotate right now is we don't really have, you know, this little sharp thing that I showed you guys. So it's time to see what did I do on this scene in order to achieve that. So we just need to have, you know, more this little stick right there. We have the rotation, everything is just very simple. As you can see, it's very simple. So yeah, for this little scene, what will I do right now is to basically, maybe I'm going to select other one real quick. Yeah, maybe something like this. Yeah, let's fucking go something that have the contrast. And maybe some brightness up, contrast, rolling it down just a little bit, so that the black points and the bright points also have its own, you know, stuff to do it. And yes, we are done. Also we need to fix this, you know, thing here, turning up the O&A. What will I do right now? Okay, so if it's clipping like shit like this, you can end on the keyboard, go to view, set the focal to 24, and you're good to go, especially on the, you know, lateral angle. So you can ZX, boom, you are done. And what we're gonna do next right now is to make the materials for those. But before we do that, I also want to duplicate this one, rotate it 90 degrees, and putting this one into this, you know, corner, because obviously you can extend those things up by this hold A on the keyboard, Shift D, Z, Y, light it up and go to this side, Alt Z, select it and delete it. Maybe give it a little thing here so that you can delete this as well. And then what we're gonna do here is to see D on the keyboard, RZ 180 to totally rotate it and keep back this one to this little side of the world. Okay, so you can see that we are now missing one side of the world for no fucking, always because we just, you know, forgot to duplicate it a few minutes ago. So now fix that, just like this, we are good to go. And yeah, same thing goes with this one. See this little angle right there, see D, ZX, filling it up just like this, or H on the keyboard. Now you have this one right there, which is the front wall, and we name this one into the wall panels. So you got the wall panel, the front wall 2 here, we need to delete it and do it again. You do. And now we just duplicate it. What the fuck? I forgot. Okay, word. Okay, good. Now you Shift D. Go over there with this Shift D, or just 190. Go back to the camera view and then just move this one somewhat to this side. Move it this to this side. Okay. So delete this little part here. Okay, we go back to the scene. What we're gonna be going to do right now is texturing. So for texturing stuff, we're gonna go with the most simple one, which is Chalkboard. It's very simple. It's a lot easier than you thought. But I don't even know why I struggle with that for that much of the time. So you can just search for Chalkboard. I do have a little folder, includes a ton of texture. So all you gotta do right now is just to choose a base texture, and I'm gonna just maybe, you see a texture, okay? You drag one of them down. We name this one Tooth/Chalkboard. You got something like this, so you can drag any of those things down. Go to this, click on the base color, and now it's time to texturing it. So N on the keyboard, -Y. You can see this little panels of UV texture right there. So you can project from views. The reason for that is this is the way of you could, you know, working around with those things and avoid those things from being stretched. And now you click Control I on the keyboard to invert the selection, and I will name this one Tooth Metal C. And for this C metal, we still gonna keep the texture of the chalkboard because I think it's pretty useful. And now what we're going to be going to do here on the chalkboard C is to assign those things, but go to the chalkboard, copy the chalkboard textures, go back to tutorials, or make those in here. We put this one to base color, but we go to this, we add some curve, move this one somewhat up, and then add some contrast, brighten it and contrast, make those in a bit up, and then move those in up. You add another one, which is the RAM. On the RAM, put it to rough, and on the rough, go over there, click on this one. This one was under 0 shutter value, which is not a good thing. And also bump. Actually, bump is not that, you know, really necessary, because you can see that we only can be able to see something very close. But one thing here is actually you can make this one down, this one somewhat like this, and pull this one all over the side. So you can see you have a board, and you can put these little points here up in order for a brighter thing here. You know, every time I try to make something, I actually coming up with some different way of doing it. And now also I want to bevel these edges, give it there's a bit of bevel, and we are done with the board. Now we actually have one more part, so I'm going to set this one to port A, Alt H on the keyboard, go there, Shift H on the keyboard, port B. Now this time we're gonna use some hood into it. So for the hood, what we're gonna be going to do here is to select this, go there to port A, assign Control I, make another one, make it the hood, hood plane. That the hood plane? Yeah, that's the untextured one. So we're only gonna texture the middle part, seeing the edges of that. We're gonna be going to use the texture coming from the chair. That's how you actually, you know, use the full potential of your resource instead of that using a ton into it and make absolute no difference. Here I'm gonna use some texture from Mega Scan. It's very nice. Go this one to base color. Oh, wrong one. Fuck. Base, boom. It's very easy, man. I don't even know why people just download such another thing. Also, one thing here, the board never side that much, right? So go to specular, we make this one down to make it total flat, or maybe just give it just a little bit, and then you go run. Also add some bump, high, normal, distant, 01. It's just a subtle touch into it, and yeah, that's all about it. And Alt H on the keyboard once again, going back to the scene. Also, honestly, we should delete the windows anyway. You can actually keep it, but I don't know why I'm feeling I hate the windows. So next we're gonna texture the chair. So that's enabling it up. Select all those things, Shift H on the keyboard. I love to texture those things on cycle because, you know, it's good. Go to edit, turn on clipping. You can see you should turn on clipping and pull the merge a bit up to make those things in the middle disappear. It's time to make the metal. The metal on the render looks so fucking realistic, as you can see. It's realistic, it's shining. You might assume that this one gonna be really hard to replicate. I mean, some of you guys actually, but it's very easy. So first you add some bevel with some RAM, let's see, why do I add bevel? Because when you add bevel, it's gonna have some sort of thing, you know, there's some information over there. And when you put this one to 005 and run this one through colorams, and maybe let's put this one somewhat just like this, you can see that you have this little edges or a contact between things. Not really much, but still lead it. Okay, I might just put this one, yeah, someone flat like this. And once you're done with that, you run this one all the way to the color of the base. And once you're done with that, you just need to put the metallic maybe 0.5, roughness 0.2. I might invert the color. I don't want it to be sort of that bright. Let's see, what should we do as well? Maybe putting the black color, you know, this one is not black enough. Yeah, put the metallic all the way up, just like this. And do the same with this. So go to the tooth method, A, L on the keyboard, aside. So you have some metal going on. So how about this little black down there? Why the fuck it disappear? It's okay, because now you can copy those. Shift D, P, separate by selection. On the pad is making this to this side. Okay, so what you're gonna do with this, I know it's my trigger you because this one not even properly in the middle. It's okay. Auto smooth, metallic up, boom, we're done. Now it's time for the chair. We have the hood blank, and I'm gonna search for hood blank on my folder, and I saw this blind hood, which is pretty nice. Or let's see. Yeah, I think that blind hood is good. Run this to base color, and then A on the keyboard, U on the keyboard, Q projection, and do the same thing with this. A, U, oh no, Q projection, and you have a chair. Also, if your BC is good, I highly recommend you to sometimes just take a look at this little micro detail, because you can bevel those in just a little bit. It also make everything looking better, because nothing is looking sharp in real life. This must be just a little bit bevel. It's always good. So A on the keyboard, scale those thing up. Do the same thing with this. Maybe just scale it up. And now specular, put it down over there. And you just need to maybe this, you know, some sort of a thing like this. Go there, put this one to RAM, and then you put this one once again to high, this one to normal, and distance 0.1. Sometimes I think the distance might have the most influence on the bump node instead of the string one. Just sometimes, but yeah, thing like this. Also, I'm gonna use contrast to basically just flattening up this nano reflection, and we are good to go. Now do the same thing with the table right over there. You can see table also being uplighted. See, so that's how that's the one of the best reason why you should utilize your already made access instead of just using some other one, because you know they still usable. Why do we need to make a new one anyway? So yeah, that's how you do it. Did I set it on optic? Yes, I did. Okay, also on the table, give it somewhat of a H, just like this, just like this. Okay, so when you have something like that, you hide two of those things, go over there, put it up, and that's this, re-enable all of those things up. Let's delete the sideward window. Okay, so that's how we have the chair being. Wait, oi! What is going on? Why this one not really following? Wait, give me a few seconds. What the fuck is going on? It's not really syncs with the little chain here for some reason. I don't really know why. So yeah, let us try to find a way with this. Oh my fucking god. The reason for that is I was importing the chair coming from my old scene, my original scene. I mean, like some scrap scene on this little scene one there. But this scene ones I haven't done with that. Okay, it's okay. We just need to replay that, so be right back. Alright, so it's just a little fix here. As you see in the shader, this rough life, this one goes a little bit, you know, wrong because I mean I drag it too much. So you can add it up just like this, as you can see now it's a lot better. And now we get back to these scenes right there. Okay, so we are done with everything's the table and some stuff. For the, you know, the metal, you can make it darker anyways. Also when on this one I also want to add somewhat of a darker color. No, that's too dark. Okay, that's good. It's time to work on the floor, so you can just hold Shift H all the time in order to make the floor. It's pretty simple. So yeah, just look at the floor here. It does some glossy floor. So what you're gonna do right now is you go to bridge and let's find some stuff on bridge. I know that they're not gonna be free in the future, but if it's free now, then just fucking use this, okay? You know what I mean? So now what I will do is just searching for marble tiles. In the search for that, and you have a lot of marble tile, let's try for something, you know, symbols. And I already downloaded this. And what you're gonna do right now, you to floor, you can use the load granular, control and C. Oh my god, bro, control C T. Yeah, I almost forgot. And you just need to choose 4 of those things, and then A on the keyboard, E on the keyboard, key projection, A on the keyboard, making this one a little bigger. As you can see that when you're zooming it in, you can see it. So yeah, just go to the camera view, maybe making it big or small, kind of depend on what you want it to. And on the ambient occlusion, you can just hold 2 of those things, right click, move it up to create a mix node, put it to multiply, make the factor up. You can see it's a lot flatter now, and see, and boom, that's pretty easy, right? Now yeah, that's all you need to do to the rest of the scene. And if you want to know about materials, you can download my project file I do have on the description as well. It's very simple. It's just, you know, twerking some stuff. But here's the fun thing. I wanted to show you guys how did I do the, you know, blackboard stuff. That's might be the main thing of the tutorials, because with some simple material, honestly, you can find that on the internet anyway. So how do you make how do I make these, you know, chalk, you know, this, you know, writing? It looks so fucking realistic. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Let me just show you guys on my this one. You can see it's really nice, right? You go over there, plus on the keyboard, you can see those details look really realistic, and it's actually very simple. It's so simple that you might don't even think that I actually, it might disappoint you. I ain't gonna lie. First, click on the board, plus on the keyboard in order to move it there. Now on the board, let's make the board here, putting this to, no, sometimes you don't really need to do that's matter where detailing. Put the roughlights like 7. Go to any of your this Pinterest, might be. We're searching for doodles, for example this one, some sort of thing like that. Actually searching for search, not recently, you know, just find something that have a black or white, you know, something that just like this, just something that's have a background of a single color. For example, maybe this one. I'm gonna just go over there. Bro, I love those things so fucking much. I do leave a ton of keyword for you if you wanted to, you know, have a way to find those things. But yeah, also you need to find something that maybe a little bit have a better resolution, maybe this one. And also you can search for Japanese load. You can see it right there. You see it, you can download some sort of thing like this. I'm gonna just do 2 of those example for you in order to having more variety. Okay, so right click on where you wanted it. Okay, right click, maybe like this, go to image mask plane. Now let's choose the one that you just downloaded, which is this one. And as you can see, right, the first plate is not gonna go into show up. We're gonna put it to material mode, ZY on the keyboard, making this one up. You see some fucking cat. So what you do right now, you put the roughness down, cut those in here, roughness to 1. And first thing first, you're gonna invert this into something like this. Now it's not totally inverted. It's like the same way you keying stuff, you know. You put the black up until the only there's a bit of noise, just like this, and then you drag this one to alpha, and boom, you have something that's like this. So when you're done with that, you can just add a decal, move it whatever you want, maybe like this, maybe like this. I don't really give a shit about that. Also, one small little thing that I wanted to load here is to go to edit mode, I on the keyboard, and Control I. Make sure it's on the face selection, Control I, and delete these faces in order to not having this in a white thing. Now it's time for the second example, which is this load here. So for the load, this might be the same actually, but before you remove the background, you might add some brightness contrast into it and put the brightness up and the contrast up as well in order to erase this noise here. You can put it all the way up, roughness down, invert, alpha, roughness, boom. So same thing, very easy. I here, X here. Okay, so that's how you do that. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to show is how to import image, which is even a much easier thing. I'm gonna just put this one. I have a little folder of stuff. You can even add those things as things like this. I mean, it's really easy. Now let's go into how to make sticker. Yeah, how to make sticker. That's a very nice one to actually know about. So for example, you want to make a sticker from those things. Some of you guys might use After Effects and then re-imported that. That's take a lot of time. Just K on the keyboard. you just make a little rough around. Just listen to me, okay? Some of you guys might be going like hungry as fuck right now. I know there's some fucking TikTok user type of fucking viewers who are not watching the entire videos, calling me a scammer and I don't know, like, oh, this shit is not free. What the fuck? I mean, I mentioned 1,000 times on my videos that if you don't want to buy it, it's on my Discord server, free version available. You can still make the same result. Just do something. Enter. Okay. 3 on the keyboard. Select the outside X face, and now go over there. 1 on the keyboard. A on the keyboard. Control C B to bevel those in. Ignore this thing because now you can turn this on to percent and just put the percent up. See that? Very simple. Okay, now you can stick it anywhere. It's rotated anywhere. Now just give it another one, which is maybe some image. Okay, so how about some image? For some image, there's actually some ways for you to make the image curve. That's might be one of the first things you might ask when it's come to those things. You can change the Y position a little bit subtle. That's pretty, it's okay. Put the droplets a bit down, and now if you want to make some image frame, I on the keyboard, making this one smaller. 3 on the keyboard, control I on the keyboard, go to the material, create a new one, click on the two slab paper border. A side is pretty simple. Also, you can add some image or paper, so you can add some paper texture. Searching for those things, we got some crumble thing here. We don't really need to care about the resolution, since obviously the thing was very subtle in the scene that you not even recognize it. But I mean, details, sometimes you still need some detail. Okay, and thing like this, let's put it a bit up. Also, if you want to make this one to look like some sort of old paper, I have a little collection here. You can have a lot of like paper texture like this one, so you can actually put this one in, and then you mix 2 of those things by Control and C, right click, mix, multiply. As you can see, now you have some sort of a old scan texture going on. And how to make it curve, make multiple one, SZ, O on the keyboard to make it straighten it up. 2 on the keyboard, select the bottom one, turning on proportional editing. Z, Y, making it up. Z, R, X, rotate it. Right click, say auto smooth. That's very easy. How to make the pin is also very easy. You make a mask, you go to cylinder, making it smaller, RX90, making this one, pulling this one out. Now it's time to modeling, which is pretty quick as well. Make sure to turn on proportional editing. Now we're just gonna make this little pin. I actually forgot how a pin look like, but let's see how it look like, because I actually forgot about it. Maybe this, put this one like this, maybe something even smaller, and then put another one like this. Let's scale it up, and on that scale, making it smaller. I mean ZY, and then EY smaller. Go 2 like this, shouldn't be. Rotate it O's up, and then this beveling stuff. If you're confident that the PC is good, then just fucking just make sure to bevel everything. That's gonna make everything a lot better, because it's look a lot more realistic, even though this one is like a very, very small detail. Okay, so you have something like this, and you can just go 3 Z, make something like this. I'm gonna just reuse some already made thing here, maybe some material, maybe material 2, Control I on the keyboard. You click on the plus and you just add the little blank what the fuck one here, but then you go back here, make a new one, and just put the color something like this. Right click, auto smooth on this one. You just put this one all the way up, put the metallic up, the roughness down. Yeah, that's pretty awesome about it. You can add some imperfection the same way I did. Alt H on the keyboard. Now you can go over there and Alt D, right click just like that. You can see, okay, that's how it's work. Also, one more thing here, go to edit mode, Alt Z Y, making this one somewhere around this, like the little pivot yellow points somewhere around this. Because of that, if you want to pin this one to anyone, anything, for example this one, Alt D, make it out, selection to cursor, Alt D, once again selection to cursor, you see, and you can turn it to smaller. Okay, so that's how you organize some stuff. And now I'm just gonna take something on the main scene side. I'm just showing you guys how you can populate those things, you know, like the quickest way of populate stuff. So hide this, hide this other thing behind me, this one as well. Okay, so example, I will take a little corner of this. In fact, this is actually the corner that I actually organized by my hand, but the scene, you know, like surrounding it, I didn't do it by hand because simply it's not necessary. You know what I mean? It's totally not necessary. The reason for that is here. Let me just go back here again, Control V. As you see, those things are all the way back here. I will pull it on, going down, and yeah, you just need to somewhat slap those things into. Okay, so for example, this is what you have done, right? What the fuck, why those things stick into the chalkboard table one? Let me just put those in. M on the keyboard. I'm gonna just set this one to chalk. Board element, and then we just scroll down. You can just hit M, put this one to board element, pin as well, board element, chalk 1 to photo, board element. Okay, everything clean. So now, for example, here's what you actually have. Honestly, it's also very simple for you to actually populate those things. It's not as hard as you guess. So for example, you have something like this, right? So let's do with the surrounding one, the Shift D. Okay, so the Shift D one first, and then you go F3, randomize transform, pull all of those things back to O. The rotation also need to be O. Now let's rotate those things. You see, you need to rotate those things the right way if you don't want it to be clipping this ISO. So now Shift D, put it like this, F3 on the keyboard, randomize transform, set all of those things back to 0. Now this maybe the Y, turn on scale even, so that when you scaling is not gonna be, you know, too much or too nice, just like this. And you just Shift D once again, put it somewhere else, F3, randomize once again. So that's basically what I did. I make it pretty dirty here because obviously, well, it's a tutorial. It's just a way of showing you guys what should you do. So yeah, that's all you need to do. I don't really think that I have anything left to teach you guys. Oh, the sky. So for the sky, this is just a background sky. So here's how you do it. Okay, for example, when I'm coming back to this scene, you want to have some sky over there. all you got to do right now is just to F3. No, that's put a plane, scale it all the way up, R990, RZ90, put this one all the way back, and then make the Y a bit larger, this one a bit larger. Go to this, go to this tab of thing here. What the fuck? Okay, so on your second one, you just put this one until it shows up on the camera, and just put it a ton and a ton of fucking loop cut. So first let's add one, put it all the way back, Control B, making it curve like this. The reason for that here is when you move the camera, it's gonna have the parallax, and when you're done with that, you just go to render modes. Maybe make sure to go over there, visibility, turning off the shadow. Oh yeah, it's also gonna catch the shadow into the scene. And yeah, just put some sky into it. I already have a sky. You put it just like this, and hold A, U, unwrap AR90 or milet slightly and whatsoever. Just maybe 90. You can scale it up just like so, or 100. And yeah, it's like basically an HDRI. It's not really equal, so you can use the UV square to square grid, or to grid the square whatsoever. It's not really necessary for you to really taking care of it, because at the end of the day, when you're sewing up everything, go back to the scene, sews up everything, it's very subtle. Okay, so it's time to move to the last step, which is compositing. Oh, there's a few more things that I want to talk about the camera and this rendering stuff anyway. So okay, so let's go to my original scenes. You just see we have a little bit of blurs here, right? Let's just go to the camera, the main one, which is this one. All you gotta do right now is you can see this wig and wig out depth of field. You can see this little corner here. So all you gotta do is just to turning it on. I'm gonna do it again. So you just need to select the part that you want to highlight, for example this one, and then you go over there, focus on object, click on one of those things, and just put the f-stop down to 1.6, and it will blur those things out. The same thing goes with some other camera, which is the O3 one, as you can see right there. We also this camera O3, this is the same thing, the f-stop. And let's go for the O4 if you wonder. O4, this time the f-stop might be a bit higher. I want to make this one blur, but those available. And for rendering, here's my setting. If you want to know, it's actually kind of suck because I put all those in here to 32 because it's very fast on my PC. I don't know why. Everything here, it's very simple. President data, color management, same thing goes. And now it's time to go to After Effects. So once you're done with rendering the stuff, you're gonna have something like this, right? Let's composite one of those things as an example. So for example, I will compose this one. First, you add this one into your After Effects, create a new adjustment layer, put some look into it. On the look section, we gotta try to make those things glowing up. So in order to do that, what you're gonna do first is to add some optical occlusion. As you can see, it's not very nice. You can put the density a bit down and put the glow maybe up a little bit. You can see the fall off here. We might make this one just like so. Next here is we want to have the highlight, which is, you can see those things is the part that's getting the less light. So in order to make those things even more, noticeable, we just need to add some grand expo. You can see those in here, and just switch the position. That's like so. Just put it. That's nice. So let's put this one a bit down, maybe just minus 1.6. Next, what we're gonna add here is maybe some color into it. You can add some denoiser. We put it into the Cyan Chase preset. Bring them out to 12, monochrome up. And yeah, maybe the grain amount should be 6. And yeah, that's pretty awesome about it. Honestly, I'm not really adding that much of a filter into dosing because the render itself looks so fucking nice that I don't really need to add dosing. But if you wanted to, you can add some nude into that. For example, maybe I will add some nut here. Go over there, T on the keyboard. I just need to add some I might recommend you guys use the post flat here. You can see the flat cinematic actually looking a bit better or vibranting. So post flat cinematic, and boom, you have something to do. See? And yeah, that's pretty awesome about it. Maybe in the future I will, if I release any more scene, I also gonna teach you guys about that. Oh yeah, there's another scene I might ask for you guys. If you wanted me to actually teach about this one, I might make a tutorials about it as well. This one actually pretty heavy, but the outcome is a lot better than I expected. So yeah, here are the things. So yeah, here it is. Here's what we're gonna be going to mix maybe tomorrow if you guys actually like it. So yeah, here is now the base one. I'm gonna just show you guys some stuff. So yeah, we're just compositing a ton of things. We're adding some soft layers, glow, sigh, some render, and some sort of thing like this. So yeah, if you want me to do this, comment down below. I'm gonna be going to do that maybe tomorrow because I have a lot of free time today. So that's all about it. Thank you so much for watching and see ya everyone. Bye bye.